And howdy doody. Sorry, we're having slight technical difficulty here this evening. But I'm here. Yay. I thought I was here. There I am. All right. We're here. It's not Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Let me have a look in the chat, see who we got already. TJ, welcome. One Vision Ariel, hello, and Mike Rennick. And we got Eat More Possum and Sunrise Water Media. Mr. Bully. And you don't start with me here, Junior. I've seen y'all try to put that Rotorite quad together. And I'm gonna have to give y'all some lessons how to do the gummies and those things. Blind leading the blind up there. Little bit of fishing line, just a little bit of fishing line. You wrap it around the thing, pop it right through the hole. Like Mike said, don't poke the bear. It's nothing to do with the gummies. It's all about with a guy that don't know how to use his tools. See, dental floss will do it too. Don't get too heavy a fishing line. 8-pound fishing line. I actually have a piece laying right here on my desk just for that reason. You can barely see it, but that's what I keep this on my desk for. But anyway, I guess we'll start out with the biggest story for the week so far. Well, let me see if I can share this in here somewhere. Well, we don't want to do that. We'll do it like this. So, in case you haven't noticed yet, but apparently Autel has lost their flipping minds. Have you seen the new pricing yet for the Evos? Yep, they jumped another $150. So the Nano Plus now is $949. With the premium bundle, it's $1,099, $1,100. I don't know who's going to buy that, but you have got to be flipping crazy. Now, apparently there was somebody wondering about what brought this price increase, and I found this little excerpts online. And he's just wondering if I'm dreaming, or did Autel increase their Nano Plus pricing about $150 overnight? And their reply is due to the impact of increased U.S. tariffs on Chinese imported products. The cost of our products have needed to be increased. It has nothing to do with tariffs. It's all about Autel don't know how to put together their drones. I don't want to know how many of the Nano Pluses are going to have to be returned to Autel to be repaired because they put the gummies, or whatever you want to call them, the rubbers, or the dampeners for the gimbal, and backwards. It's just, yeah. Oddly enough, it's only Autel that jumped their prices by $150. I didn't see any price increases anywhere else. So, yeah, I'm calling horseshit on this one. And Artco is in the house. You'll just wait to see him at the police auction website. There you go. But by the time they're at the police auction site, they probably want $59 for the thing. So, well, a gummy demonstration video for future reference. I guess I can do something like that at some point. But anyhow, yeah. So bull crap, horse crap, bullshit, whatever you want to call it, I'm not buying. Autel is going to incur significant cost for this lack of being able to put their product together properly, and now they're going to pass the cost on to future consumers. That ain't right. Now, I have flown the Light Plus. It is a good drone, but I don't think what's the Light up to now. Let's have a look here. So let's go back to the Light Plus premium bundle, $1,849. You add their little Autel carrying with that, and you're at $2,000 for that thing. You might as well buy a Mavic 3. Well, Sunrise, I can see where you might have problems shoving a rubber through a small hole with a tool. There you go. There's your return for your Mr. Bully. And now tight fit is good. And that's what she said. And we got the grumpy vlogger in the house. And I'm not going to start over for you. I'm just going to condense it. Autel jumped the prices by $150. I call bullshit. So, yeah, unfortunately, Dad couldn't make it today. He is continued to be wrapped up with or tied up with honeydew projects, meaning he's still putting his house together. After his his wife, decided to remodel the master bathroom too, while they have the house tore apart. Yeah. So, anyway, Lloyd, good to see you. Let's see what else happened today. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kelly posted another video. If you haven't seen it yet, look at his channel. Built your own, and I'm building is rather loose term there. So he bought a quad from Rotorite that you have to assemble yourself, but they've already taken care of doing all the setup, beta flight, and what have you. And you don't have to solder anything because I already soldered pigtails and everything to where you can just plug it together. And the result of Kelly and Chris trying to do the 30-minute install in 2.5 hours is posted on Kelly's channel. So, Jim Stroning's in the house. Just by show of hands, I'm curious, how many of our audience here fly FPV and how many fly GPS drones, camera drones, whatever you want to call it? So we call FPV quads, and we call it DJIs or camera drones. We'll just call them camera. We'll call them drone, whatever. Place it here. Ken Hofbauer in the house. Ken, I still owe you. I know I do. You won in the first Friday show last month, and I still need to send you a shirt. I need, for one, I need to know what size. You send me an email with your size and address, please. It's onstarUAV@gmail.com, please. And let's see, we got both. Sunrise, you don't fly bows, you fly OPs. That's what you fly. Sunrise likes to fly OPs. You know what OPs are? Other people's. Yes, you do. Huh? What am I missing here? Well, you can fly them, crash them, organize. One called it landing, the other one calls it a crash. I mean, I'm not new. What do you attempt to fly? So looks like we got a pretty even crowd flying both. Ooh, ouch. I didn't say it. I thought about it. Got a 5-inch belt and a whoop. Nothing wrong with any of that. I think we figured out the whoop to have now is the P16. This little booger. And eat more possum. Do tell. Did the antenna swap out make a difference? I mean, I haven't run into a reception issue yet. Let me take this bag off here. I haven't run into a issue with reception on the P16 yet. Sunrise, there was no need for you to comment on that. We know that. So, anyhow, let me show you this too. I showed you some footage from this thing last week, but I didn't have it put together. But this week I actually do have it here in person, and then, good Lord, this thing is big, and that's what she said. There we go. The ZMO, OMP Hobby ZMO, and this is the VTOL. Apparently, it needs some Viagra or something. Can't get the motor to stay up. I got a limp motor. Anyhow, this is the VTOL, and I'm telling you, this thing is a ton of fun. I got to fly it. I got to fly it couple times now, and Actually, Chris Sunrise was trying to chase me on the last go around, and he didn't have too much luck keeping up with it. Thing of it is, when you take off, all of the motors are straight up, and it takes a fair amount of throttle to get it up in the air. Well, when you're up there and you switch it over to horizontal flight, meaning the front motor switched down, they're still at full blast at that point, and it takes off like a rocket. That's going to take some getting used to, but I mean, you don't have full throttle control because it has an auto throttle. I think probably around 50%. It just cruises, and it cruises about, what was it, about 6 kilometers, so about 35 miles. And that was fun. You just get it in the cruise and you just cruise around the field. Oh shoot, I can, let me play this again. I've got some footage. This is actually peanut footage. I've showed it before. This is footage out of peanut that I've put in the front. What's this little adapter? Painless 360 published that thing. And here you see, it takes off like a rocket. You get out of throttle immediately. Old Chris, he didn't stand a chance. He was flying a 4S Baby Hawk trying to keep up. Not happening. He was chasing the Baby Hawk 2 HD. So anyway, gives you something else to look at. My ugly mug. We'll leave it running for the time being. I need to make a video with some music to it for an intro for the channel or something. I'll be doing some modifications to that wing. I found out how you're going to be able to get the crossfire system into it. Have put it on a crossfire controller, and also know how to kick it into manual mode now. So what you see in here is where it actually kicked in a return to home mode. I get that concession stamp between myself and the airplane, and that lost the signal. You see it's a sheet metal roof on that shack, and took me some doing to get it to come out, because you actually got to switch it out of return to home back in the normal mode and then kick it back into horizontal flight. Now I'll get, one is email me. See what we can't come up with. And eat more possum, see some improvement on the antenna. Not seeing a, hold on, I need to read this. Need to do more testing on antenna, but so far not seeing any improvement. Thinking my Vista may have an issue. What's it doing? Oh, I see. Yeah, email me and we'll chat. Yeah, this is, this is about my third flight on this thing now, so I'm starting to get a bit more confidence on it. It's fun, especially when you start getting a little lower to the ground, buzzing over things. Yeah, this is drone and plane. This is a VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing. So it takes off and lands like a drone, but it flies like a plane. Jim, I don't know if you haven't seen that, but here it is. And actually, when you have it in drone flight, the way it moves itself in the air is kind of like that V-copter. You know how the V-copter only has two props on it, and it tilts the motors front and back to move. And that's kind of how that thing works too. It's the two front motors that move that make it go left to right, front and back. So this thing is a lot of fun. I think I got 2 flights out of it, about 30 minutes each, and after that, I was about ready to get out of the goggles because 30 minutes in the goggles, you're done. You're ready to land. And I still have plenty of battery left. I could have gone quite a bit more. They say there's 50 minutes battery time. If you don't hover a lot, I can see getting close to that number. Speaking of getting close to numbers, has anybody seen Dustin Dunhill's review off the V-copter, the long range flight that he did? And I'm actually a bit impressed with that because he actually flew it out to the 7,000 meters or 7 miles, which is like 4 1/3 mile. And it wouldn't go any farther because it's limited by software at that point. And he hung out for a little bit, not very long, and then came back. And when he came back to where he started out from, he still had like 43% battery left. So over 40% battery left coming back after nearly 9-mile trip. I think that's for a drone, it's refreshing to see a drone that actually can go the advertised distance. I don't know if we're going to get the 50-minute advertised flight time out of that V-copter that they're advertising. I think that's what they're advertising. Let's see. Let's look at the specs real quick. Well, that don't say much. Here we go. Let me bring this in. 50-minute flight time. Yeah, I don't know that we're ever going to see that. But here, 7-kilometer transmission distance. And there's definitely a check mark next to that. Return to home. Well, it was within a couple of feet. So I'd say acceptable. And hold on. Fly zone drone in the house, Mikey. Welcome. Welcome. So yeah, if you haven't seen the long range test, Dustin Dunhill over there in Maui, I think he is. So he pushed it to the 7,000 advertised, the 7,000 meter advertised limit, and he actually pulled it up in the controller. That's how high you can set the limit in the controller. So he was going to see if we can't talk him into upping that number a bit. But either way, I mean, for that thing, I think it's impressive results. Then, I got an email from Eat More Possum during the week here too. Apparently, he followed suit, and what am I doing here? Make me big. There we go. He upgraded the camera in his P16 to the Nebular Pro Nano. You got to be careful because there's a Nebular Nano, now there's a Nebular Pro Nano. This guy. He put that in his P16, and well, he sort of landed, sort of crashed, and he may have boogered up his lens on that brand new camera. But he's, guys, I got to tell you, he's kind of rough on those cameras. So not the first camera that I know that he's messed up slightly. Now, if there was a way to get goggles to sync up the VTX to the V-Copter, I think, I think there's a few things going on with his location and always doing well. But yeah, for one, he's got a straight line of sight, not just, straight forward, also a level line of sight to his quads. And I think, it being an island, if the wind is coming, off the ocean onto the island, it actually creates a little bit of lift for him too. I think that's a lot of times what works out in his advantage. The wind, so your island is a bit of a slope, and then your wind comes up and pushes, and that's basically what they use for slope soaring, is that effect. So I think he's got a bit of slope soaring effect going on where he's flying, because he's really close to the coast. So, but that should, if the wind comes out the other direction, that takes care of that. So I don't know, but I'm thinking he's got doesn't have a lot of Wi-Fi pollution in the area. If I fly here, if I were able to fly where I'm at, I'm too close to Randolph Air Force Base, so I can't. But if I were to fly here, it'd be a mess, because high residential area, there's going to be a boatload of Wi-Fi interference. So now he did have a little bit of an issue with the FPV feed, but I thought the video, the bits and pieces that I saw, was acceptable. Now, there's other people that don't seem to think it's acceptable. I guess that's up to everybody's personal preference. I grew up with analog TV, so we had analog was rabbit ears and tinfoil and what have you. So I mean, when I was really young, there was not even cable TV yet. So I guess my standards are a little lower than others. So, what else do we have in the pipe? Oh yeah, next Sunday, the 20th. Mark your calendar if you're in the Texas area. Central Texas area, do come out and join me and us for our monthly meetup. It's going to be out in Canyon Lake on Sunday the 20th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that should be a good time. I mean, you don't have to be particularly experienced, especially if you're new and you have questions come out. We'll try to answer. Dumb looks are still for free. Smartest comments probably going to be a hazard of it, but we'll try and get you squared away. There's going to be a number of James. You just really aged yourself here. So, yeah, VHF and UHF channels for I actually installed satellite dishes for a living for a while, and I was one of the last people to still deal with the big C-band dishes, a big 10-foot dish in the backyard. I still was messing around with those things. They actually had come out was a digital receiver for those things, but it was too little too late. Dish Network and Direct TV was their dishes, as small as they were, as easy as they were to install. Nobody want to mess with the big C-bands anymore. So they've gone by the wayside. Yeah, well, we do the meetup monthly. It's going to be the third weekend of the month, and right now we're running it on a Sunday afternoon because availability of fields out there. So, and you saw it in the videos. This, where this video was taken. This is the soccer fields where we're flying at, but there's like soccer field. There's soccer fields there, and they have soccer league playing out there, and they actually pay to use the facility, so I can't hardly go in there and tell them we're trying to fly our quads here. Just I don't think that's gonna go over really well. So so we kind of have to see when the facilities are open, and we've tried 2 Sundays now in the afternoon, and both times the fields were empty. So we'll assume that works for this month again too. Grumpy vlogger, what do you say? Well, your parents didn't get a color TV until you left for the Air Force because they didn't want you. They knew if they were to bring a color TV in the house before you left, you'd never leave. So, sun and sunrise, yeah. And I don't think that would do us much good. But yeah, this is the same facility where we do our monthly meetups. I think this time we're going to get away from that concession stand and pop up the canopy over on the other end, because I think there's some going on with reception around that concession stand. But Yeah, I don't know properly about it. But yeah. Do I want to go in the Air Force, or do I want to hang out with my folks and do I want to hang out with my folks at home and watch color TV? You know, one thing about the Air Force folks, though, I mean, you got to give them that. You know, they're at least smart enough to, you know, Air Force, they only sent the officers to the front. All the enlisted stay in the rear was the gear. Yeah. They send all the officers to the fighting. The enlisted stay in the rear was the gear. And Place It Here had too much money and went and bought himself a Flybu Cinerace. Now we're going to have to look up what a Flybu Cinerace looks like. Let's see. Flybu. Did you buy digital or? Let me add this in here. I'll make myself in a corner like that. So here's the Cinerace. And neon pink? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. If it's a guy, it's salmon, not pink. Sorry about that. DJI, ELRS, Free Sky, or TBS Crossfire for receiver option. And what do we have? Oh, yes. Finally. Something I've been talking about. Give us a choice for camera. Yes. If you have the choice between a Polar Nano and the Nebula Pro Nano, go with the Nebula Pro Nano. Trust me. See how much extra is it? Yeah, it's worth every penny of the $30 upgrade, $35 upgrade. Trust me. So, Ken, did you buy the Nebula Pro Nano, I hope? You got the blue. Well, that's good. Yeah, Ken, we just started getting into that. I just put the Nebula Pro Nano um in my P16, and you can definitely tell the difference. If you look at Kelly's review, Kelly/Chris's review of the P16, at the end, you see a bunch of footage out at the soccer fields again from the P16. That's all the Nebula Pro Nano camera. Matter of fact, I have a Polar Nano camera on my Crooks 35, and it's getting replaced. I just bought two more of the Nebula Pro Nano just because of that fact. That footage is actually, if you kick it in high quality mode, that footage is good enough for YouTube. So, Ken, the word hadn't got out yet too much on that. I guess I need to do a video just on the Nebula Pro Nano camera. Need to buy a bachelor quad to practice Acra outside as baby hawk. A good one for that. As a basher, no. I think for basher, you get the right idea. What's this thing right here? Because you got the big foam covered prop guards on it. You can bash that into stuff and not worry about it. Goku for F405 all-in-one 1203 motors on what's this, a 2-inch? The 2-inch props on this thing. Let's see. Motor 1203 D51. So that is 2-inch. Yes. Flat time. Oh, you get a pretty good flat time with this thing. 900 milliamp hour, 10 minutes. Was a Cadex peanut on it? That's pretty acceptable. Of course, by then you're over the 250 gram limit. So it's 112 grams. Well, again, what's that 750? You'd be at about 7.5 minutes. Yeah, I would recommend the Tattoo 750 4S battery. Let me find that really quick for you. It's where's Tattoo batteries? Whoop, that's not the one I want. Hey, there we go. There we go. There's the battery to go with that. I don't want to leave no message. Thank you. Tattoo R-Line 750 milliamp hour, 14.8 volt, 4S, 1P, XT30 plug. This is a damn good battery for what we do. So bought 450. Well, that'll get you in there for a bit. I love that 750 battery because it's only like 2 grams more than the 650 battery, but it's got over 10% more power, almost 20% more juice in it. So let's see, 650, 10% of 65 be 130 amp. No, so it'd be about 18% more juice, 17% more juice than the 650. So, and oh yeah, I'm gonna have to ask y'all if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs upper button, please. I'd appreciate that. Make it look like we're doing some of importance here. I mean, we all know better, but I mean, all YouTube there needs to get the message. An AZ Drone Dude in the house. Good evening, sir. I got a good crowd going here today. So anyhow, yeah, I love that 750 because on this the Crooks 35 here, I can fly with a 750 and the Peanut and still be under the 250 gram limit. So right now that doesn't mean much, but come remote ID, that will mean something. So and if you want to know what the Baby Hawk looks like, I happen to have one here too. Here's the Baby Hawk. This is actually Kelly's Baby Hawk. Because this one required soldering, just saying. And I printed him out a couple GPU pieces so he can fly with his Action 2 camera. Speaking of the Action 2, that thing was on sale for the past couple of days. I just can't get there with that thing. Show of hands, does anybody here have the Action 2 now? What's the new and improved firmware on it? Let's see, do they still have the sale going on? Where's their store? There's their store. Nope, we're back to the regular prices. So sale's over. Sorry, guys. If you haven't got it, that's too late. Too bad, so sad. I just can't get there with that thing. Oh, speaking of cameras, so that RunCam thumb apparently has some issues. Especially if you were thinking about getting it to stabilize with gyroflow. Somehow or another, gyroflow has issues with the gyro data coming out of the RunCam camera. And I think Albert Kim had one and it didn't even work. So there's some issues. Now it's a $50 camera. So let's not get too carried away here, bashing RunCam, but right now there are some issues. Hopefully they get it worked out. I was trying to demo gyroflow last week and I've tried it again. And I don't know, I guess because I did the same file earlier in the same program, it didn't do it, but I tried again and it worked. So gyroflow definitely works with the CATX Peanut, and if it works with the CATX Peanut, I'm pretty sure it works with the Instago 2 as well. So yeah, the thumb would be a good camera to strap on top of the P16 actually, but we'll have to stay tuned and see what happens. What's those guys? Let me see. I should have them on my. I thought I did anyway. Yeah, I did. There we go. There she is. Let me bring this in here. There we go. Oh, now they got a 3D mount to go with it. That makes it weigh 13.6 grams. So that's about half of what the peanut weighs just by itself. So, where'd my peanut go? I know I just had the blessed thing here somewhere. Yep, there it is. All right, pull that out. So, yeah. So just the peanut by itself weighs twice as much as that thing, or that thing weighs half as much as just the peanut by itself. So if you want to put it on any kind of mound, a mound like that, we're at 33 grams. So that thing is definitely a lot lighter. And I've already seen where people actually skeletonize that thing. So there's now a naked version of that floating around. There's only like 4 screws that hold that whole thing together. So, but you have to run power to it. So there is no onboard battery on that thing. What wakes you up 4 or 5 times a night? It's called a potty break. That's what wakes you up in the middle of the night. Insta360 on Insta360 1X2 on a Mavic Pro. That should make for some interesting footage. Okay, Grumpy. So Sunrise is having gyro flow issues. You're just having flow issues. Probably due to an enlarged prostate or something like that. But I mean, at your age, who knows? I mean, for somebody at your age to still have full control of your bodily functions is an accomplishment. Yeah. Yeah, you solder it to there's a pigtail that comes with it, and you solder it to a 5-volt source on your flight controller. Oh, I want to hear that one. Hold on. Hold everything. Hold on. You go tell him, Lloyd. Tell him what you want. What do you want Sunrise War me to do with me? This is gonna be funny. Come on. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Oh, NT in the house. Welcome. I'm glad you could make it. Oh, come on, guys. I got all excited and nothing. Man. So yeah. But I mean the thumb thing here, this part in the back here actually comes off, and that's where an SD card goes. So it does have an onboard SD card, which is a little better than this thing because this has only internal memory. If it's full, you're screwed. And I did find out a way where I can transfer the files using a cell phone off of the CADX Peanut onto an SD card. So that's was this little booger right here. So it's got an USBC port on it, and it has SD card slot and a USB slot, and then I just run a USB cable to the Peanut and put an SD card into the slot, and I can transfer the footage off of the camera onto an SD card or even onto my phone. So that part does work, and I think Eat More Possum was successful with that procedure too. So I also bought a laptop, kind of, as part of that reason. So yeah, Power Cradle for the go-to is good, but that Power Cradle is kind of heavy. I think the Power Cradle by itself is almost 19 grams from what I saw. Gal Kramer has a review on using that. And just the cradle is 20 grams. Then you got the camera, and then you got to have a power line or power cable yet. I mean, at that point, you might as well try the Action 2 with all that weight. Speaking of which, I did find this other beauty this week. That's what's the right number? Nope, that's not it. There we go. Let's go to Action Camera Accessories. There we go. So for those guys that actually do have the Action 2, Ulanzi now makes this base that actually has a USB-C on it, and it actually charges. It actually charges. See the pins right here? It will actually charge the camera as you fly. So at least now you got plenty of juice going to the camera. Now the next question is, I mean, you're going to run out of storage space because there's only 26 gigs, I think, of storage space. So, but at least you have plenty of power to fly it now. So let me see. So there's the USB-C port right here. So that will at least that will keep your camera charged. And for 23 bucks, not bad. I have no idea how much this thing weighs, but it looks out of metal, so it's probably fairly heavy. Do we have any? Yeah, that thing weighs 28 grams. So, yeah, that adds a little. That adds a little weight into the. But if you watch her here, she's got her little stick, and I don't know why you would use it in that configuration, but hey. Anyhow, it's available from Ulanzi. Okay, he's got another question. Let's see what we can do here. Cinerace keeps drifting to the right slightly. I keep going. Keep doing the accelerator and beta flight, but it's not doing the trick. Ken, this is a FPV quad, so this thing's going to drift a little. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, there's calibrate the accelerometer and beta flight. I mean, but you have to have it on 100% level surface, and you'll never have that. I mean, well, I guess you could, but I don't think you get the scientific instruments to pull that one off. So just, it's gonna drift. I mean, you probably in angle mode and you expect it to stand completely still like a Mavic. It will not. FPV quads do not stand perfectly still like your camera drones will. Angle mode, it's going to be fairly still, but not perfectly still. So that's why you have sticks, so you can counter that. That's why I don't see FPV quads stand perfectly still a lot, because everybody just guns it. No, I guess if you have a controller with trim buttons, you could trim it a little, but I don't think that'll do you any good. Just fly it. It's time to punch the clock. Harley, Greg, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, and it is time to punch the clock. We've been at it for a bit over an hour at this point. I think I'm going to ask you again one more time is go ahead and hit the old thummy upper button, if you would, please. On the way out or on the way in, however you want to do it. Yep, just send it. There you go. Harley FPV, take care of yourself. Have a safe day at work. Well, is it yaw or is it a pitch and roll? Is it the yaw that he needs to adjust, or is it the roll that he needs to adjust? So, well, what I'm glad you finally made it too. I mean, only took what, a year, but yeah. It's the pitch. Pitch is forward. Roll. Yeah. Yeah. I just, if it's just slightly, I wouldn't worry about it. It could be just, the quad being off balanced. It couldn't. It might not have anything to do with your settings. It might be just the quad being a little lump side, a little, half a gram heavier on one side than it is on the other. Man, we don't ever take center of gravity was the quads. So. All right. Yeah. I think that'll do it for today. Now, by the off chance that Autel was right about these tariffs that all of a sudden apply to them, if they apply to them, then they should start apply to everybody else, and our hobby just get a whole lot more expensive. Well, yaw is turning left, right, and roll is pitching left, right. So Anyhow, yeah. All right. You need some extra gyro flow tonight. And for the rest of y'all, I think this is it for today. We'll be doing it again next Tuesday. Meetup is on Sunday at 2:00. February 20th, 2:00 in the afternoon at Canyon Lake. Same old, same old. And Johnny Droneflyer. Just as we're trying to wrap it up, here comes Johnny Droneflyer, or as I call him, Mini Me. And just so you know, you don't want to piss him off. He works at the graveyard. He makes people disappear. So, just, FYI, careful around Johnny. Actually, Ben, you cannot buy this gyroflow because gyroflow is free. So there's no, you can't buy it. It's free. You go online, gyroflow. What's that, XYZ or something like that. Let me pull it up. They just had an update to their gyroflow XYZ. So we'll copy that. And we'll drop it in here. Well, I can't make you drive to Texas, Johnny. You have to go get a visa first. So here's I dropped the link to gyroflow. We're actually on, what's it? It's where's the repository here? So the latest version is, we're on RC3 now. So I guess I'm going to have to update mine again too. Half shovel will travel. Johnny, you hiring? One Vision needs a job. Because I just can't see Johnny swing a shovel himself. So he's a manager. How does it compare to Real Steady? Well, there's $100 price difference between the both of them. So gyroflow being a community project, if you want to dig one for me, you got to dig another 2 feet in length. Just saying. And don't say anything about getting my legs folded under. That's not happening. I'll come back to haunt you for that one. So, all right. So another match made in heaven right here. He needs a grave digger. One Vision has a shovel. We'll travel. Bada boom, bada bing. Another Yeah, that's not happening. If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out and with a bang, and you're going to have to pay the extra. No, it's not really that morbid. I mean, we haven't said who we're sticking in the hole just yet. I know it ain't me because Johnny don't want to dig the other 2 feet. So, but Sunrise, what are you doing this weekend? Just wondering. Yeah, plot is 5 by 10. You put me diagonal, that puts about 12 feet. There's plenty of room. Yeah, it's just the math. So anyhow, we're way off subject. It's time to go. We're way over our time limit. Anyway, I appreciate all of y'all take time to hang out with lonely me here. Yeah, Dad couldn't make it because he's stuck with the honeydew projects, and he discovered 3D printing too. So I've been getting a lot of phone calls about that. But it also inspired me. Well, I guess I could squeeze this in here now. It also inspired me to do a little purchase. So I bought this thing here. I've been thinking about getting an upgrade for mine. I have a Delta printer right now, the FL Sun QQS Pro thing. And I wanted some was a direct extruder, which this one has right here, meaning there's no Bowden tube. So the filament goes in here and it dispenses it, and it makes it better for TPU printing. A little bit on the bigger side, big old print area. Let's see here. It's 300 by 300 by 400 millimeter. So that's a pretty big size printing area. I was going to go was a smaller version of this, which is called the Genius Pro. But I figured the little bit that it costs more for the bigger one of the two, I'll never be able to, upgrade as a later point. So, and Gene Fox Green Mounting Droning. Hello. Thanks for stopping by. Sunrise, what are you buttering me up for now? Ender 5 Pro. Yep, that's a good one too. The only thing I don't like about the Enders or any of the Cradles is the noisy ass fans on them. And I have to have my printer in my living room because my living room, dining room, kitchen is all one big room. And I don't want to listen to the noise. So the Artillery Sidewinder X2 is extremely quiet. So that's what I was going for, was extremely quiet. The Delta wasn't too noisy, but the fan on it's getting pretty loud on it too. So anyhow, that's a subject for another day. Hopefully, I'll have it by the weekend. So yeah. To put it in Lloyd's words, good night, everyone. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. If you haven't already, hit the thumbie upper button, if you would. And until next week, same time, same place, same mess. And where's my Where'd my outro go? There it is. All right, yeah. Thanks again. Been fun. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Until then, have a good one.